damn, those are some big shoulders. Hey guys, Kakarot197 again. This time with a review of the 1/44 scale high-grade Gundam Aesculepius from the Gundam Wing Dual Story G Unit manga series. And man, is this one hell of a unique looking machine. Those shoulders are absolutely massive. And as you will see later on, they're not just for show. The color scheme is also pretty interesting, consisting mostly of white and purple, which is a color that we don't see too often on a mobile suit and let alone a Gundam. However, on to some more bad news. This is a 90s model kit, and on top of that, it is a remold that definitely suffers from the remold syndrome. This thing is a remold from the high-grade Geminas Gundam, from which it was actually also an upgraded form in the manga. However, here it means that for all of the new parts, we either get purple or white, which then means that we get white thrusters, a purple V-fin, and a behemoth of a sticker sheet. Unfortunately, there is no gold plastic on this thing, and all of the gold you see are stickers. Other than that, you of course also get the usual stickers. We get the eyes, we get the chin/beard sticker, and then we get the red for the main camera sensor. Twice! And these stickers even go as far as the white on the crotch piece and the white on the back. And even with all of those stickers, you will still have to do some painting to get this thing completely color accurate. So, good luck. But there is also a really cool sticker sheet, these clear marking stickers, which include the logo of the Aesculepius Gundam. On to another cool thing, the accessories. Starting off with the beam sabers. Yes, they are molded in one piece, but at the very least they're translucent orange, and they do look pretty damn nice, even though they might be a little flat when looked at from the side. Now, when we put these aside, there is also a dummy beam saber on the shoulders, which can be removed, but unfortunately, due to remolding again, this is the same one that is at the Geminas, and in the Geminas they are stored on this side, but on the Aesculepius they're actually supposed to be stored on this side. But hey, moving on to more good news, they fit into the hands very solidly, and they do make for some interesting poses. Then on to the final accessories. As I said before, this is a remold from the Geminas Gundam, so we have some leftover parts. The first one is a usable piece, the backpack from the Geminas, and because, as I said before, these beam sabers are also from the Geminas, they will go onto the backpack, and you can still put the backpack onto the chest, because the main chest is the same as the normal Geminas. Then the final four parts are less usable. These go onto the shoulders, but they don't really make a full shoulder armor, although I guess you could use them as a replacement for those giant shoulders to get a completely different aesthetic. And that's all for the accessories, but not all that the Aesculepius has to offer. We still have the transformation. And there we go, the Aesculepius in transformed mode. And all we had to do was to remove the head. Now, as you might have noticed, the right arm popped off during the transformation, and that is something that can happen relatively easily because the problem is the main body is still the same as with the Gundam Geminas, and this extra piece is added, which means that the peg is now much shorter for the arm to attach to the body, so it's much easier for the arm to come loose, especially when transforming. Also, the piece that swivels is also pretty prone to falling off One thing that really surprised me is that I thought this was going to have absolutely zero movability once it went over the arm. But actually, the movability is not nearly as bad as you would expect. It's not great, but not quite as bad as I thought. And hey, the transformed mode does look extremely nice, but I just can't shake that feeling of deja vu. And finally, let's have a look at the articulation of this thing. The head is on a single ball joint, goes up not really a lot, down not really a lot, left and right kinda, but again, not really a whole lot on that single ball joint. This, even though it looks like it might be able to move, doesn't really move. The arms will rotate around, but they are... So the arms will rotate around all the way if you include this piece, because otherwise they do technically rotate individually from this piece, but then the back piece gets in the way. The arms go up only about that far, go back down, will rotate below the elbow all the way. The hands are on ball joints, will rotate around, wiggle around, and do everything a ball joint does. The waist is on the usual peg, simply gets you a little bit of rotation. The backpack basically moves the way I showed you during the transformation, a little bit up and down. The thrusters don't move individually, but you know, you can technically move the thrusters with the backpack, which is a cool feature. Then the legs will go forwards. Of course, the front skirts are molded together, but unfortunately cannot be separated unless you do some modifications yourself. Back, not really a whole lot. Out about that far. Will rotate around a little bit on the ball joint. Then they are double jointed, but they're, well, I should say they're technically double jointed, but you're only really gonna get anything out of the top joint. It goes back down, and the feet are on a single ball joint, go forwards a little bit, backwards quite a lot. Will rotate around a little bit, and then of course also go side to side a little bit. So overall, while the articulation has aged extremely badly, it is basically what to expect for the time. As always, the inevitable question is, do you want to buy this? Well, it depends a little bit on what you're looking for. Yes, this thing has aged pretty badly, but not nearly as badly as some of the other kits from the Gundam Wing line. This model kit, with some painting, with some removal of seam lines, does still have the potential to look extremely good. Meaning that if you're looking for a nice, modern, looking great out-of-the-box building experience, this is most definitely not going to be something for you. Unless you absolutely must have the Aesculepius Gundam, because this is the only way you can get it. And again, for the time, it's a pretty good thing. And even with all of the stickers, it doesn't look nearly as bad as I thought it was gonna look when I opened up the box. Then for some size comparisons, first of all, here is next to some other G unit machines, the Gundam Geminos and the Gundam Greep. And as you can see, the G unit machines in general look pretty damn good. Especially compared to our next two machines, the old 144 scale Sandrock and Heavy Arms. Just look at those faces, and then look at the face of the Gundam Aesculepius. There were some real improvements made. And finally, here he is next to the standard size Gym Custom and the always bulky Zaku 3. And you know, this thing could almost give the Zaku 3 a run for its money if it hadn't been for the simple fact that Gundam Wing machines are smaller by default. And that's all for this review. A big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you all next time.